Welcome to my market commentary for the first quarter of 2025. Welcome back on board the roller coaster, folks. What a quarter it's been for volatility. Now, there were points where the US S&P 500 and the UK's FTSE 100 hit all-time highs. Then there were some horrible drops. Now, in my written version of this commentary, I've enclosed some charts. So I thought, for the benefits of my YouTube video, no expenses spared, I've printed them. So we can see the S&P 500 here. And the S&P 500 really goes all around the houses just to get back to where it started. So really nothing over the time. The story's been much the same as well for the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ is the tech-heavy index. It looks at AI, all the big tech companies, and you can see again, it's just literally spent the time going up and then coming back down again. Indeed, in China, the SSE index, you need your teeth in for that one, that's the Shanghai Stock Exchange. Really, they've had a little bit of a better time, growth of a couple of % over the quarter, but nothing to really get excited about. Continuing with my wonderful charts, we can see the one index that's really had a ball, and that's been the FTSE 100. So the FTSE 100 here, you can see, is actually up over the quarter by nearly 6% actually. Now, the FTSE 100 is made up of a lot of stocks that benefit, sadly, from war, a little bit of banking, but mainly it's been the military armaments companies and, of course, the fossil fuels companies. So it's been harder for us to see because that growth has come in one particular area. However, don't go thinking that suddenly the UK is in a period of resurgence. I'm sorry to say, it's not yet. This is a more accurate chart. This is the FTSE 250, which are the biggest middle-sized companies in the UK, and we can see that they've fallen over the quarter, down by about 1%. And I think that that's probably representative of what's been going on really in the UK. So really, I suppose we have to ask ourselves, after that thrilling chart show, what's caused this tumultuous quarter? And why have there been heavy losses, particularly in the past week? Now, you have to appreciate the irony of this. Last week, I felt concerned that our clients might be worried about the effect of war on their portfolios. And so I put together a reassuring article which illustrated how actually markets were taking Trump's approach to Ukraine all in their stride. Within a day of posting that article, further numbers came out in the United States, and they weren't good for the president. Firstly, the inflation numbers suggested that Trumponomics, as I'm now calling it, was actually fueling inflation. And so the Fed, that's their US central bank, made noises about not being able to cut interest rates. Then, the next day, the US consumer was shown to be struggling more than thought, due partly to uncertainty and partly to inflation worries. Finally, you gotta love this, a new bat-fueled coronavirus was reported on Friday, which sent the markets into a spin. Seems like they're shaking that bit off now, but it didn't help. And all of this has been going on whilst Europe stares into the headlights, wondering what on earth to do about the sudden flip in US support for Ukraine, now Russia. You've really got to love my job. The final result is that the FTSE 100 has pulled away nicely over the quarter, whilst everything else has been left relatively ineffective. Here in the UK, we've also started to see, as I said, some of the downward pressure on small and mid-sized businesses as they prepare for large increases in their employment bills. Now, it's possible, just possible, that the valuations of these businesses are now already lower, having priced in the possibility of a tough few years ahead. Time will tell. The great news was that for all of our 8 model portfolios, they all rose over the quarter. Indeed, all 5 mainstream and the 3 ethical models were nicely in profit for the past year. Our biggest challenge at this stage has actually been to look past the volatility in markets, funds and portfolios, whilst diligently plotting each portfolio's individual volatility to check that nothing's gone out of line. Hopefully things will settle down in Q2, but with the US administration very much in a hurry, we may have to live with volatility for a little while longer. One thing is for sure, however, Trump cares about two things: his image and his investments. If he thinks his policies are causing a market crash in the US, he will change lanes quicker than me driving through Port Talbot. I hope that you really enjoy your quarterly review. As always, we're here for you 100%. Nothing is too much trouble. Just call us if you need us. Thank you.